We hope you have a happy and memorable visit to the Disneyland Resort.
What is up, foodies, and welcome back to another episode. I am in the happiest place on earth. I'm not sure how this video is going to play out because I'm getting into the park a little bit late, so I'm going to do some stuff at downtown Disney first. I should also say, if you are looking for a picnic area, this is the best one right in the front. There is usually no one ever here. But anyways, let's get right into this video. We are starting off at the World of Disney and downtown Disney just to check out some of the merch, and most of this merch is also available inside the park. But let's start off with the brand new Ahsoka Star Wars collection. I honestly love these Bantha Burger lunch pail, bags. I think those are awesome. Here's part of the Halloween stuff. This Grogu in a pumpkin is just phenomenal, especially if you have kids. I actually like Crocs, and I think these are probably one of my favorite pairs. I didn't pick them up though. If you do have any animals, they have a decent collection of animal costumes. I love the orange sweater that you can also get for like your dog. You can match. I thought that was also kind of neat. I don't know if they've had this before. I may have just missed it in other years, but this was nice. This backpack, I think, is phenomenal. I don't need it. I don't want it, essentially. But I think, if you are into that, that is a perfect find. Now, this particular sweatshirt is also the one you can match with your dog, like I mentioned. I think this is probably my favorite merch. There was like a very dyed shirt that I also liked, but I couldn't find it. But yeah, that sweatshirt is good. Here's the Coco section. Not necessarily Halloween. They have this year-round, but still a little bit of good supply. And this is my favorite movie, too. And if you are wondering, they still do have the 100th year anniversary merch as well if you want. Now, this was the crazy part. They already have the holiday merch. This is just wow. So here's a little sneak preview. I recommend just going down and looking for yourself. But I can't even imagine what they're going to roll out when like November hits, because they already have a good amount. One thing I was extremely excited to do was Plutos Pumpkin Pursuit. This is $10 and you get to play. You don't really necessarily have to find the pumpkins if you don't want to, but you do get to pick one of these pumpkins, and you'll see what I got in a little bit. But you are basically going around downtown Disney to find these pumpkins. Once you do, you take off the sticker and you put it on, and then later you could just say, hey, I finished it, or you don't even have to do it, and you just say, hey, I already have this, and then you get to choose whatever pumpkin you want. This was a fun little interactive, I did show you in the last clip one pumpkin. I don't know if you already saw it. Some are inside, some are outside. We are working up a sweat. It is like 90 degrees, 50% humidity in Anaheim, which is just brutal. We are trying to find these pumpkins all around downtown Disney, killing some time before we go into the park, or if we even go to the park. So we figured, why not going by Trader Sam's. So in my last Disneyland video, I did go to Trader Sam's. This was kind of a repeat, and honestly, we got there right when it opened, and they took us like straight in. Again, if you have never been here, please try it out. The beverages are a little bit expensive, but overall, the experience you get is just phenomenal. It ties directly into almost that same experience that you're going to see in Disneyland. The bartenders were extremely nice and extremely friendly. This guy was hilarious. But yeah, again, there's a lot of interactives that they do for your certain drinks, and it's just a nice aesthetic. I just wanted to be here the entire time. The first one was the Zambezi Sour. It's literally just a whiskey sour pretty much that is not as strong as you think it would be, and it's just slightly on the sweet side. This was phenomenal. He made it great. And then the next one is the Shipwreck, which they also do a little interactive with. So if you want to see that, also order this drink. This is like a mojito with bourbon, essentially. Very minty and refreshing. this was the Halloween drink. I don't even know what the name was, but basically it had a good amount of rum and a lot of cinnamon. This definitely felt like a fall drink. There's hints of juice in there as well. It's kind of sweet, but overall I think it was pretty good. And also it comes with that nice little glowing ice cube. So Trader Sam's is by the Disneyland Hotel. I just like how they decorated the entire area, including coming back. Like you have some face painting areas, you have a live DJ. Everything in downtown Disney was just set up perfectly. They still do have the 100 years as well. This was cool. You could actually see them making the poison candy apples. There's not real poison in there. Don't worry, parents. But yeah, I mean, it's always nice to just see what they're making here. Obviously, during the holiday season, they're making something fun. And so again, I finally finished Pumpkin Pursuit. I highly recommend doing this if you have kids or even if you don't have kids. It's fun. And I chose the Stitch. My grandma told me to get the Goofy one, but I didn't listen to her like usual. I thought this one was just cool, and also I just like Lilo and Stitch, so why not? This is actually a cup too, so I'm assuming if you have a kid, this is probably perfect for them. I'm not gonna, maybe I could pour a shot in there. Finally made it inside Disneyland. There's just something so magical about just walking through this place. Even with the crazy people that also come here as well. It's just fun. Like from October to December, I love just being here. And I haven't been here for a while around the Halloween time. But you got, your little picture op that you could take with the Mickey pumpkin. But I'm extremely hungry, haven't eaten anything, so I had to make my way down to Frontierland, and I have been craving this burger for a really long time. I've never had it, but we had to go to Hungry Bear Restaurant. Now, the line was insane. Was I hungry? Yes, I was, and it took about 45 minutes to get just one hamburger and some onion rings. But I did get the barbecue bacon cheeseburger, which supposedly is here for Halloween. So you get some onion rings, and these onion rings are phenomenal. On the crunchy side, you had a good amount of batter to onion ratio, and the seasoning is just perfect. Now the burger, the meat itself doesn't look amazing. It was good. It reminded me of like kind of Carl's Jr., but that nacho sauce that they had on there was a little bit spicy, but oh man, that burger was worth the wait, I guess. So I had about an hour left before the Oogie Boogie Bash was about to start, and I've actually never been there to Oogie Boogie Bash. So if you have, drop some reviews. But I literally sprinted over here. Don't picture me running, just to check out the decorations because I've heard that the decorations in downtown, or California Adventures are really good, and they definitely did not disappoint at all. But I did want to check out San Francisco because this opened not too long ago, maybe a couple of months at this point. They had a good amount of new food items there, so I would love to do another review at some point. But I also want to check out the bridge. It's like my hometown. So I thought this was cool. It's a nice, fun. Big Hero 6 is obviously a good movie, and it's finally something different here. It's not a huge change, but it's a good amount of change. And I also recommend going to California Adventures just to check out the decorations. I would say it's just as good as Disneyland, but that is my only opinion. I went to a galaxy far, far away. Now, which ship would you be choosing here? Of course, it's going to be the Millennium Falcon. So the one cool thing is they actually now have Ahsoka, and she was on point with the character, very just monotone. I thought it was cool. She was looking for Grand Admiral Vaughn, and if you think I said that wrong, I didn't. You're not into my club. Anyways, I went over to Docking Bay 7 because I heard that they have some new food items there, and I only got one out of the two that I believe they have now. I've actually never been inside here. It was cool. Again, it kind of felt like somewhere else, which is great. This is how you order your food. You have to press the buttons. I got the right one somehow. I don't remember how I did that. Pricing is on point. It's not too crazy. I mean, it's like $16, which is normal Disney price. I thought this was kind of cool. I didn't actually notice that until a little bit later, but your food comes out on a conveyor belt, and then someone has to grab it and give it to you. It's a nice little touch. It almost makes you feel like you are in Star Wars, which is the whole point, right? So now let's get into the food. So this is the yabe shrimp. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the rest of it. This has a nice spice and kick. It's kind of like a creamy sauce with shrimp, which was cooked perfectly. Sausage has a decent amount of flavor, but it was a little bit dry. I wish instead of the noodles, it was rice, but it was kind of like jambalaya. My cousin also ordered this too. He didn't seem like he was that impressed, but as a kid growing up, he only ate Burger King, so whatever. Anyways, this is just a fun little Star Wars place. I mean, there's a million videos on this, but yeah, just explore this. We went to Olga's Cantina, and let me just tell you that I do not recommend this place at all. I've been there a couple of times prior, but this time it smelled god awful. It smelled like someone threw up, took a crap on the floor. It was just horrendous, and I do not recommend it. The bartender was amazing, though. He was super funny. But oh man, that stench was just horrible when you're trying to drink. So we ordered a few drinks, and to be 100% honest, I honestly forgot what most of them were because I was about to pass out. But I believe this was the Jedi Mind Trick. This was okay. I didn't mind it. It was kind of sweet for me, but it was overall not too bad. I don't remember this one was. It might have been the Jet Juice. And this one had bourbon. And I do remember liking this as well. I think this was probably my favorite one, to be honest. Overall, I mean, again, the bartender was amazing. And he made great looking drinks. And they tasted good as well. He did recommend the fuzzy drink, which I believe he had a lick of the top portion. And it makes your mouth go a little bit numb, which was kind of cool. So my cousin said he wanted to feel like a bounty hunter while drinking his coffee. So I let him do what he wanted to do. And basically you had to go to this little kiosk, tap it, and then you're ready to find some people to bring it and the bounty on, and you felt like Boba Fett or one of the Mandalorians, right? Just doing your service to the Empire. But it was kind of a fun little interactive, especially after getting some drinks. I thought it was cool. I mean, I don't know how much these bands really are. I can't tell you. I'm sure you could find it's probably like $40, similar to what you would get at Universal for the Super Mario Land. But again, a lot of interactives, whether you have a kid or you're just the inner kid in you as well. It was fun. It was fun. It was exciting. And I just want to shout out to my friend Jeff. Every time we go to Disneyland or California Adventures, he just treats us like royalty. Here's the Tiana's Palace that just opened up, which it was impossible to get in. And at the end of the night, of course, I love to end it with dessert, but just look how crazy this was. Man, it was just so packed, and I think it was longer than most of the rides. Now we are working over to Haunted Mansion, literally my favorite ride. Now that it's decorated with Nightmare Before Christmas, which is just, it's set up from now until Christmas time or a little bit after, I believe. And yeah, again, this is just my favorite ride. I don't know why. I just love everything about it. I love the interactives. I love, it's kind of funny. Not really that scary unless maybe you're a kid or something. But again, I mean, this was just an amazing trip. I didn't do everything I wanted to do, but at least I got to ride this ride. Oh, we're cookies. All right, so that was it. I mean, it was a long day, super hot, way too many people here. Way too many strollers, way too many people who just stop in the middle of the road when they're walking. Way too many people driving those carts that don't know how to drive. They need a license for that. Anyways, I didn't get to try everything I wanted to, but I tried majority of the food, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Follow me on IG at RockPaperFood, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this one. Until next time, see you. Let's end it with a bang.